You've heard it 1,000 times. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, but the reality is often underwhelming. You work hard to save $10,000, invest it, and the market has a great year, up 10%. Your reward? An extra $1,000 in your account. What does $1,000 actually buy you today? Maybe 2 months of rent if you're lucky? Meanwhile, your salary is $50,000. Your day job made you more money in a single month than your investments did in an entire year. This is where the frustration kicks in. You start feeling like investing is a waste of time, that those stories of financial freedom are just fairy tales for the rich. But here's the truth they didn't tell you. Compounding is not broken. It's just that until your assets hit a specific threshold, compounding is virtually invisible. The engine is running, it's just not hooked up to the wheels yet. Part 2. The underlying logic of the snowball. Compounding is like rolling a snowball. Everyone focuses on the length of the hill, time, and the stickiness of the snow, interest rates, but they ignore the most critical variable. How big is the core of the snowball you started with?
The initial phase, the peak, the snowball is the size of a marble. Even if it doubles in size with every rotation, it's still just a marble. Its surface area, your asset base, is too small to catch any meaningful snow. The explosion phase, the mid-slope. Once the snowball is as big as a house, every half-turn picks up more snow than you could have manually piled up in a decade. The bottom line, a 10% return on a $6,000 base is $600. A 10% return on a $600,000 base is $60,000. The engine is the same, but the size of the fuel tank dictates the distance. Part 3. Finding your wealth tipping point. So what is the magic number where compounding shifts from invisible to explosive? You don't need a vague dream of being rich. You need 2 specific math-driven milestones tied directly to your income. Milestone 1, the crossover point. Investment returns equal annual savings. This is your first major breakthrough. Suppose you save $10,000 a year. When your investment account generates $10,000 in annual returns, your wealth velocity doubles. Half of your growth comes from your sweat, the other half comes from your money working for you. The formula, annual savings divided by expected return rate, is your first target. If you save $10,000 a year with a 10% return, $100,000 is your first true milestone.
Milestone 2, the replacement point. Investment returns equal your salary. This is the end game. When your annual portfolio returns match your salary, you gain the power to say no to anyone. The conservative strategy, the 4% rule, if you earn $50,000, you need $1.25 million. The historical average, 7 to 10%, for that same $50,000 salary, your target is between $500,000 and $715,000. At this stage, your capital is no longer a side hustle. It is a second version of you working 24/7. Part 4. Why the first 5 years are the hardest. According to historical data from Vanguard, most investors quit between year 3 and year 5. Let's break down the Valley of Despair. Year 1, you invest $6,000 and gain $300. You feel like you would have been better off working a few hours of overtime. Year 3, you've contributed $18,000. Your balance is roughly $22,000. That $4,000 gain feels like pocket change compared to the sacrifices you made to save it. Year 5, your account hits $40,000. Now your annual gain is approaching $4,000. Notice the shift. By year 5, your annual return is over 10 times higher than it was in year 1. Even though you feel like nothing is happening, acceleration has begun. Compounding is like pushing a heavy truck.
The start is grueling, but once the wheels are turning, momentum takes over.
Now that you know the truth, what is the strategy? Acknowledge early powerlessness. Until you cross the 100K mark, don't obsess over beating the market. Your greatest investment is your career. Increasing your active income to fund the engine faster is the only way to heavy up the snowball. Build a behavioral moat. Automate. Treat your contributions like a non-negotiable tax. Low costs. Use low-cost index funds like an S&P 500 ETF so management fees don't eat your future. Preset rules. Write it down. If the market drops 20%, I will not sell, I will buy more. Emotion is the assassin of compounding. Watch the 3 signals, not the monthly P&L. Signal 1. Did your gains exceed your contributions this year? Signal 2. Is your 3 to 5 year rolling average return approaching your salary? Signal 3. Are daily market swings now larger than your quarterly bonus? When this happens, you've entered the fast lane. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. It is a chemical reaction between patience and capital base. If you feel like compounding isn't working yet, it's simply because you haven't reached the critical mass required to trigger the explosion. Don't put out the torch right before the dawn.
If you want to reach that tipping point faster, join my community where we discuss how to accelerate your fuel tank by building high-leverage income streams like YouTube. Investing isn't about getting rich, it's about reaching the point where you no longer have to work for money. Like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. All investing involves risk.